Hello, I'm Lucia, and today I'm sharing with you my top go-to tarot decks that I used in 2023. So I'm going to start with this one, which is the Vintage Borderless tarot deck. It's the cardboard stack. So it's the Vintage Borderless cardboard tarot deck from an Etsy shop called Dark Forest Tarot. And just so you guys know, it's a little dark in color. So if you guys use tarot for video, it may be a little dark to see depending on the lighting. For photos, I find that, it photos well. This deck surprised me. It is my go-to, my number one go-to favorite tarot deck, and the card stack is it's very sturdy. It's cardboard. It has this vintage look. These are the backs. It's beautiful. So they're perfect for reversible if you like to read reversible. Easy to shuffle. And it's a lightweight deck. This cardboard stock. It's a lightweight tarot deck. So if you're shuffling and doing a lot of reading, this is very comfortable to work with. And it gives me such accurate readings. The difference between this tarot deck and other tarot decks, and I do not mean this in a bad way, is that with the other tarot decks, and I love the artwork on all decks, but I usually have like my favorite cards on that deck that I'm just like I get mesmerized with. But I have to say that it doesn't matter with this deck. I don't have that. Like I do love all of the images, of course. Like all of the artwork is of course it's beautiful. This is I usually go to the Rider-Waite style deck over the other ones. That's the one I use most. I love them all and appreciate all of them. But with the other ones, I'll say, oh, this is my favorite Ace of Cups, out of all the tarot decks. So this is one of my favorite Eight of Cups or my favorite World card. This deck doesn't do it, but I have to say that this deck, it doesn't matter because it gives me, I see things when I use it. It gives me accurate readings. I feel things, I see things, and it speaks to me. So maybe I'm not distracted with that. Like when you get lost with the colors or maybe the style. So this, I have to say, it's more simple and it's not flashy, but it is the most telling. It talks to me the most out of all of my tarot decks, and I love it so much. You can see that I use it, even though I feel like this will last me a long time. Like I use this deck a lot, and you can see like it's very good card stack. You could see that I use it a lot, and I feel like that over time will only add to the vintage look to it. I just think it'll be even cooler. So that is my number one go-to. Still, I have to say, from that first video that I made. And I have to say my second one is the Aleister Crowley Thoth Tarot deck. Now this box comes inside of another box. So this is a box, and it comes with a nice sheet for a spread. So it's pretty cool that it gives you like the layout of it's like a Celtic cross spread. I'm not sure if that's what they call it. Ancient 10-card tarot spread. That's what they call it. And that's pretty cool. So I found that to be helpful because I do use the Celtic spread, and I find that this one is the one I stick to more. Is the one that comes with this. It also comes with another card with a sigil on it, which is beautiful. So these are the backs, and these are the fronts. And just so you know, this blue box, this is the small size. They do have a green box, which is the larger size, which I would love to get one day because you could just see the artwork better, and there's so much to see in these cards. So this is another beautiful reader. I get beautiful, deep, healing readings with this. And when I use it for other people, they really love this deck. They love the colors. It's beautiful. It's mesmerizing. And it's a special tarot deck for me. Even for personal readings, I meditate on it. And I have two books on this deck. There's a Crowley book, and then there's a book that kind of helps you understand more with the Crowley book, because it can be hard to understand, but I found that I understand the Crowley book pretty well. But I find both books very helpful, and I will list those books in the description below. The Tarot card, the Five of Swords. So the colors speaks to me, the artwork speaks, and then when you read the book, you just get a deeper understanding. And I also feel like this is a Golden Dawn theme deck, and I feel like even if you study this deck and get the books, it helps you even with all tarot. It gives you more. I feel like it gives you more when it comes to reading tarot and the meanings. And the card stock is really nice. I feel like I'm going to have these cards forever. It's flexible. It's a nice size in the hand. The only thing is there's so much to see in the images. There is so much to see, really. So the size, it's so comfortable in the hands. But if it was on a bigger, like so, I don't want these cards to be bigger because I just love them, but I do want the bigger size just to study on, and maybe even to use for one card or two cards. But they are massive, the other size, the bigger ones. But just to study the artwork more, even better. And sometimes I even take like a magnifying glass to really look, and you'll be surprised what you see what's in there. But the books explain all of that, so that's pretty neat. And so I have been using this for myself and also for reading for others, and I really love it. The next one is the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, and it comes in this nice sturdy box, Los Scarabeo deck. And this one is another one. I do love the cardstock. This is a little glossier, but they don't stick, and I like that because sometimes the glossy decks can stick. The backs are nice. They're reversible. Also, I love this deck because the colors are a little bit muted, so it's not too bright, and it shows up really well on video. Sometimes to take photos, it depends on the lighting. There might be a glare with this deck, but it's also borderless, and that's why I love it so much. And I really love the colors, and I do love, like, sometimes the cards with the softness of the colors. I do get lost in the art with this deck too. So, like, I think this is so pretty, the colors on this standard Rider-Waite art, and it is the Ace of Cups, and it is just so soft and really beautiful. So I really love this deck, and the cardstock is very sturdy, very sturdy. I bent one of my cards because it was my fault. I was rushing and they fell, and I don't know if I pressed on it by accident with my hand, but I bent one of the cards, and I have to say, I can still use it. Like, I was worried it was going to shuffle and affect the readings the way I look for. A lot of times in the readings, sometimes I use flyers, and I look for that. And I wasn't sure how it was going to affect my shuffling and the flyers, but it's still fine. Like, I just straightened it out a little. It has like a crease. It's the Hermit card, which is one of my favorites also. I love this one. Like, I really love the colors on this deck. If I can find it really quick for you guys. I bent it, but it was my fault. So this is a really sturdy. There should be no bends on here. It's a really sturdy deck, but I'm a klutz, so I love this tarot deck. So the next one I'm going to show you is the Tattoo Tarot Ink and Intuition, and it comes with a beautiful box, beautiful gold foil on there, and here's the cards. This is the back. Also good for a reversal reading, if you guys like that. And cardstock is amazing. It is very sturdy. It's a heavy cardstock. It has some weight to it, but it's not as heavy as you would think. It's a thick pile because the cards are thick, but I feel like these cards are going to last me forever, and I feel like they're not going to get destroyed. Like, I really love the cardstock. I love that they're not too glossy. I love the colors. I love the art. I love everything about this deck. So this is a Pippish deck. And what I love about this deck is that even though it's Pippish, there's symbols on there. There's like little symbols that give you hints on what the cards are. So the Seven of Cups, you have different symbols. Yep. you look closely, you'll see some cool things in here that give you hints on what those decks are. So here's the 8 of coins, and you have like little images, little pictures in there, and it's really beautiful. Very different. The 10 of coins, little hints in there in the images. The 2 of coins. I mean, it is really done well. It's beautiful, and High Priestess. It's done, and it has the Marseille kind of style to it, the major arcana. And I shuffle this card mostly like this, like side by side like this. But you can shuffle it this way too, because I've done it. You can see there's a little curve there. But for me, it's a little hard because they are a little stiff. But it's doable. And that is the Tattoo Tarot Ink and Intuition. The next one is the Gilded Tarot Royale. Comes in this, I don't know if this is called a tuck box. It comes in this box. And by Ciro Marchetti. And this is such a gorgeous deck. This is the back, which are good for reversals. And this is the front, also borderless, and just beautiful bright colors that just are so striking and gorgeous. And when I do readings for others with this card, with this deck, they love it. The 3 of Cups, the 6 of Wands, they really love. Like, it's so beautiful and dreamy, and you can feel. I feel emotions when I read with this deck, and I use this mostly for spiritual questions, but I use it for everything. It's just a beautiful deck that really speaks, and I see things, and it's just like you can feel this card. You can feel it. It's just so gorgeous. I love all of his art, all of his tarot decks. The 2 of Swords is just so beautiful, and it's different, but it speaks to you. And also, the cardstock here it's a little thinner, but it's nice. But it's a nice cardstock than the World card that's gorgeous. Easy to shuffle. This is the best cardstock to shuffle, I find. But I do feel like I have to be gentle with this deck, because I do feel that over time it will wear. You can see a little bit of wear if you really look close on my cards, because I do use this a lot. But if you shuffle, I find that even if I shuffle like this way, which I do a lot, and I shuffle this way, I find that I'm surprised that it's still in pretty good condition for the amount of times I use it. But I do notice a little wear, and I do feel like that's going to happen over time, but that's okay. It's okay. I love this deck so much. So the next one I'm going to show you is the Crow Tarot by MJ Cullinane, and it comes in a nice sturdy box. This cardstock is a little bit bigger than the other ones too. So just to show you the comparison with the Gilded Tarot Royale, this is such a cool back. Also good for reversals. This card, so this is a little big. So this I shuffle side to side mostly, most of the times, and usually this way. So, and it's great for flyers if you like flyers in the readings. This deck surprised me so much. So I fell in love with Crows and Ravens. I had a reading done, and the person who read for me pulled a card, and it had a raven or a crow in it, and she, and I started to see them around. We have ravens come here, and we have crows, and we have these ravens. They come. There are 2 of them, a couple, I guess, and I just feel connection with them. And so when I got this deck, I wasn't sure, as much as I love the artwork, if I was going to connect with it, because it's an animal deck. And I have been so surprised with how well the artwork is done here, with giving you the meanings, expressing what the card means in the artwork. It is done so well, and it really speaks to me, and I get beautiful healing readings. And it's really cool to have a deck that doesn't have people in it, you know. So it's unique, and the artwork is gorgeous. It's rich. It speaks beautiful. So I really love this deck, and I love the card stock too. I feel like it's going to stay in good shape for a while. So just beautiful. Let's look at that star card. So nice, really. And the next one is, I think this is the last one I have. I picked 7 decks, which was really hard to do because I use more. This is the Druid Craft Tarot, and I keep it in this bag, which I got from TarotCardsDarkForest. I do have the box, I just don't have it with me right now. The box is beautiful, the book is amazing, and this deck comes with borders and the words on the bottom, and I trimmed that, and I have a video on that too, which I will link below, how I modified this deck. I used a scissor, my first modification that I did, and I edged it too, so in this color, which is, I use a gold metallic marker, but it's not very metallic. It's like a shimmery, it looks like a shimmery champagne color to give it like an edged look. So these are the backs after I trimmed it. And this cardstock is really nice. It's a nice bendy cardstock, and I feel like this deck is going to last me a long time. And I love it trimmed because the colors pop, and I did love the cards originally the way they were with the borders, because it was gorgeous borders, gorgeous fonts even. This deck, the names on the major arcana, some of the cards, they have changed the names, and some of the pictures are similar to Rider-Waite, or you can kind of understand it. Some are different, like this is the 6 of Pentacles, this is the Death card, so it's different. So but most of it you can see, like this is the 8 of Cups. So if you are familiar with Rider-Waite Smith, you will learn this tarot deck pretty easily. And it is so earthy. It's good energy. I feel like it has a healing, grounding, earthy energy to it. And clients also love this tarot deck. That's one of my favorite. Ace of Swords. One of my favorites. So this is the Devil card, and it's called Cernunnos, and it is, or Cernunnos, I believe that's how it's pronounced, and it's just so gorgeous. Temperance, which is called the Feralite. This is one of my favorite Ace of Cups. It's just gorgeous, and there is some nudity in this deck also, just so you guys know. The 2 of Pentacles is so beautiful, and this also shuffles very well. You can shuffle it this way. I don't do that so much now, that way, but it's very flexible, and you can. So this is another, my top most used tarot decks for 2023, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe for future videos. Be well.